Optimus Magnum.
What's good, everyone? I'm Optimus Magnum, and after another long hiatus, I'm back once again. I know it seems like it's crazy. I'm always back, it seems like, but I seem to do this thing a lot where I come back, make some vids, something comes up, I take time off, and it ends up being an endless cycle. The question is, can this time be the time that I finally break that horrible cycle that I do? Well, only time will tell, and I'm sure those of you that watched me before are wondering, dude, where you been, Optimus? And those of you that are new to the channel and just see me for the first time are like, what is this dude even talking about? Well, I'll help all of you out and just tell you what happened in a quick summary of who I am and was and what happened. So this past spring and summer, I was creating some content again, and I was doing a podcast with my buddy Jay Gotti. It's called Part of the Noobs. You can see that on my channel. You can also see that on Good Game Report YouTube channel. Link will be down here somewhere. Anyways, my man cave decided that it was gonna flood. We took on some really serious heavy rain here, and my man cave flooded. Luckily, nothing that you see behind me was ruined. None of my collection was ruined. It was just the carpet and the subflooring, and I had to basically save up some money and redo it all. I had to re-renovate my man cave. What you see now is like the new hardwood floors, and I painted the room, and it looks much better now. And I'm happy. I'm glad it was a good thing, that happened to me. Things happen in life, and I'm a firm believer that things happen for a reason. And in that time span of time off, I've had a chance to reflect on my channel, myself as a gamer now, and new food recipes. What? I just threw that in there because I love food. And of course, where I want to take this channel moving forward. You see, before all of this, I had an awesome channel. My Optimus Magnum channel was amazing. Had nearly 10K subs on it, and it grew so fast. I was having a blast playing mostly shooters like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Homefront, Halo, Crysis, Titanfall. I mean, the heavy hitters back then. It was just so much fun. And then I occasionally dabbled in other games. I was playing some other stuff and doing Let's Plays and just, playing games with my friends, normal stuff. And then I took on also DayZ. And I started to revamp my channel a lot when I was doing DayZ. And I was a Machinima Respawn director at that time. And those of you were probably like, well, wait, what is Machinima? Right, and if you're even old enough to know where Machinima is, then you're right now probably rethinking your age, and you've also told me how old you are. And all that being said, Machinima was a great thing. It was a fun time for me, and right now you could probably tell my age. You're probably like, man, this guy's old. Then he's something, he must be really old. Well, it's true. I'm old.
Why are you so old?
Anyways. Things happened, I stopped making vids for a while, and of course my channel died. Several resurrection attempts later, I found myself always having an issue, partly because of bad luck and partly because, well, I was burnt out on certain games, and then out of nowhere, boom, this thing called the pandemic happened, and that was in 2020, and I found myself going back in time, reminiscing about my gaming past and how much fun I used to have with my friends, gaming on the couch, or just times that I immersed myself in a game and just enjoyed being in the moment of that game. You see, during the pandemic, I started working from home, and I was home a lot due to the fact that I really just didn't go anywhere for obvious reasons. But while work from home is awesome in itself, I started watching more and more retro YouTubers. And I don't know what it was, but I just was captivated all over again by retro games and retro nostalgia in general. You see, I was born in the 70s, so right there, you know how old I am. And I grew up in the 80s, and I absolutely loved the 80s. I love the 80s. I started watching old TV shows again, movies, listening to 80s music all over again. And then I watched a ton of people like John Riggs, Radical Reggie, Metal Jesus, GameSack, and more on YouTube. Suddenly I decided I wanted to start my own retro collection, and it was around that time I started also watching Retro Rick, who's more like the 90s, but he also picks up 80s stuff and things like that too, and his channel's amazing. And watching him pick up all those things in flea markets and just grabbing stuff and just showing it on camera, it was just so cool. And it got me just brought all the feels to me, and I was just like, yes, I want to do this, So I started doing the same things they did. I started hitting up Goodwills, thrift stores, flea markets, yard sales, pawn shops, just like these guys. I just wanted to be just like that, and I wanted to collect games all over again. I didn't make videos about it or anything like that because I really don't. That's not my thing. I didn't want to make videos about or showing me, out in flea markets and things like that, because I didn't feel comfortable doing that, filming other people, I guess. But that's for them. They make good content, and watch that. It's great. But for me, I wanted just to collect and just hold those things in my hand again, look at them on the shelf, and just enjoy having these games again and being able to take them off the shelf and play them, and maybe one day play them with my kids and stuff. And I was just excited. Then, and I started posting my collections, my pickups and things like that on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. And one day I had a friend call me up, and he was like, hey, I have all these old retro consoles and stuff and games, and I was going to donate them to Goodwill, but I saw that you're collecting, and I'd rather give them to you if you want them. And I was like, well, how much do you want for them? And he was like, no, dude, free. Come get them. He was like, I was going to donate them to Goodwill anyway, so I'll just donate them to you. And I was like, the shock in my face was like, what? And he was like, yeah, man, just tell me when you want to come pick them up, and I'll just hold them for you, And I was like any collector, you want to just jump at the fact that somebody's giving you stuff like this, and you want to jump at the fact that you can get yourself a quick, anything that you can grab in your hands, quickly. So I was like, yeah, I'll come get them in a week. What? No, I'm just kidding. I literally hung up the phone on him. I hung up on him, and I drove so fast to his house. And he lives I live in a suburb in Western New York, and he lives in the other suburb. And I drove to his house. It's like 25 minutes away. I think I got there in 5 minutes. And he still had the phone in his hand when he answered the doorbell. I rang his doorbell, and he answered the doorbell, and he had his phone in his hand. He was looking at me, and he was like, how did you get here so fast? And I kid you not, there was drool in my mouth. There was, my palms were sweaty as he was handing me all these games and consoles. And I got an N64, a Sega Genesis, and a GameCube, and just a ton of games. And I was thrilled. I was pumped. So a week later, I'm telling my friend this story, my best friend. And I'm telling him the story about this, about my other friend who gave me all this stuff and everything, and how excited I was to, start my collection. And I just started collecting, and here I am getting all this stuff. And I was like, I love it. I'm playing these games, and some of the games I've never played before, and I'm just, I'm all pumped up. And he tells me, yo, I'm gonna come over. I'll come over or whatever this week or whatever, and you can hang out, we can play some games and stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I had forgotten that years ago I had given him my old Nintendo, my old NES, and my old Sega Genesis. It was a Model 2 version. The guy that gave me the Sega Genesis recently was a model, or at the time a week before, was a regular Sega Genesis, the Model 1, the one with the volume and everything on it. So anyways, I had forgotten that I had given my best friend this, and because I had stopped playing retro games back then. It was back in my YouTube days in 2010, 2011, when I was in my heyday on 360 and the PS3, and I was doing so much different things, and I was into that more than retro at the time. And he had held this the whole time. So he comes over to my house, and he has this tote, and he opens the tote, and he hands me my old consoles and games back, and he's like, here, man, these are for you. These were yours to begin with. I want you to have them back. And I was in shock. I was just like, what is going on? And in that moment right there, I knew that I had made the right decision to collect and recapture my childhood again. And I knew it was the right thing to do. And I was just so pumped, and I was so happy. So fast forward to now, and I have amassed over 1,300 games. It's crazy, y'all. And 48 consoles in a little under 3 years. And it's been quite a journey for me, and I have enjoyed every minute of it, which brings me back to my point of this video. I want to share that journey with you guys now. This channel will be all about my gaming life, past, present, and future. And we're going to throw in some news, gaming news. We're going to throw in some discussion topics. We're going to throw in my pickups videos, games that I'm playing now. Just anything in general that has to do with gaming, old and new, we're going to be doing it here on this channel, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be quite a journey for all of us, and I think it's going to be great because, you know, old games, new games, whatever, it's going to be something for everyone here on this channel, and I hope, you know, if you like that stuff, if you like the 80s, 90s, 2000s, or just present day gaming only, this channel will be for you. This channel will have something for everyone, I believe. So feel free to subscribe, give this video a like, and let's start the journey here. Let's start the journey now. Let's get this going, and we'll see what this channel has to bring for everyone. All right. So I appreciate everybody watching that has watched today, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace, y'all.